So, hello everyone. I think we are live. Yes, we are live. So, welcome all, dear FMG aspirants. This is your 50-day preparation strategy, your roadmap to clearing the July 26th FMG exam. So, consider this as your final lap. This is the time to press on the accelerator, give it all that you got, and go for the final mile in the best possible manner that you can. And to help you in this journey, to assist you with your doubts, your anxieties, we at DocTutorials are here with the session, which is the 50-day FMG roadmap. I am Dr. Pallavi, your dermatology faculty. I am with a lot of your favorite faculties and legends in their subjects. We have Dr. Swati, your anesthesiology faculty, Dr. Shivani Jain, ophthalmology faculty, Dr. Rajasi, community medicine, and Dr. Gayatri, your obs and gynae faculty. We'll also shortly be joined by Dr. Vandana, your pathology faculty. So we all are here to help you, to assist you, to guide you, be with you till you clear that exam, till the day you go and give that exam, and celebrate with you when you get across the 150 mark. Also, we have Dr. Vandana joining in. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, hi everyone.
So, Shivani, ma'am, to you, how do we manage time in these last final days? What would you tell about time management to the students? That is, I think, a very major concern with all of them. How much to study, how much time to allot to notes, how much to MCQs. So these are those common, doubts that I have come across. Over to you, Shivani, ma'am.
Yeah. So, hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. But I'm sure that you're preparing very, very well with a very positive attitude, a good mindset that you are going to clear one of the most important exams of your life, isn't it? So, I believe that all our students have at least given one read to most of the subjects. Guys, we have people who have either joined a coaching institute or they are preparing at their homes with some kind of app or some kind of online resource. So I believe that all the students should be able to read at least one time before the exam. Now we have now 50 days left for our main exam. So I believe now that we should divide our day in a two-third or a one-third manner. Like when we have started reading, we divide properly a day, and two-thirds should be now going to the MCQs, and one-third of the day should be planned as if whatever topic you are remaining with, what are the things you are left with now, make a proper schedule, write down on a piece of paper, and then divide your plan in such a way that most of the time you are devoting to the MCQs these days. Because I am sure that you have mark your preparation in the form that two revisions should be must before your final exam. So I think a lot more should be given to MCQs now. Now, if there are students that who have not touched few subjects, like 4-5 subjects are still remaining, that you have done majority of 14-15 subjects, but 4-5 are still left. So you can devote one proper day, like few hours each day to read the theory, and definitely MCQs should get more time. So this is how
So
I
what?
think the day should
Yeah.
be divided.
So what ma'am is saying is that till now you used to spend majority of your time in reading notes and the leftover time went to MCQs. Now it reverses because now in these last final 1.5 month, last final 50 days, you have to practice MCQs. You have already read. Now is the time to put that into practice and do as many MCQs as you can. Divide your day, as ma'am says, 60-40, maybe 70-30. Any other suggestions you would like to add, Gayatri?
Yes, ma'am. The same thing. I think this is a very valid point that ma'am had actually
I'm
raised. We have
hearing a slight echo. Is there
If there's any other device which is on,
uh,
please lower that volume.
maybe in the admin if there is a duplicate login?
Am I audible now? Is it echoing still?
Yes. No,
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 It's
no.
no,
echoing.
no, it's okay.
Yes. So at this point of time, apart from just reading, as ma'am rightly pointed out, you should start practicing more and more questions and start giving grand tests as well. I know many of the students at this point of time, they slightly have that anxiety to give the grand test. Maybe many a times due to the fear that if they give this, what will be the outcome? Will it be negative, positive? Will it bring it down? Will bring them down? But at the same time, it is very important that you are giving GPs. Only then you will be more aware of the time management, how to manage it, to do all these 300 questions in one set. So definitely start practicing and giving GPs and analyzing them at the same time as well. So I would say apart from just revising and recalling whatever you learn, at the same time give importance to practicing questions that should use the major chunk of your time in a day.
Swati ma'am, how to integrate revision into this daily schedule?
Like definitely Dr. Shivani ma'am and Dr. Gayatri has very clearly told you how to divide your time. What is my suggestion? That as you divided the time in like maximum time, 70% we should do MCQ and 30% now for more subjective thing. What is my suggestion? That divide this time, give little time for revision also. There are only 50 days. There may be possible that some subjects you have already done, and some subjects there is the possibility, I don't know about every student, but there may be some students who have not touched also those subjects. So the subjects which they have already done, one time they have done, start revising, revise it with the rapid revision, with the quick revision. And the subject who they haven't started yet, they can start doing that subject, and later on towards end of this 50 day they can plan the revision. Yes, preparation should be MCQ based. So major, you have to focus on MCQ. Practice makes the person perfect. So more and more MCQ you are practicing, more you are consolidating your preparation.
So very
Dr.
rightly
Pallavi,
said.
Dr. Pallavi, sorry to interrupt you
Yes, ma'am.
because we have students who are live and they are asking us questions on that live chat. If we can address to those questions, it will be great because students have a lot of queries and we are here to address them. So, Dr. Pallavi, if you can just look at the live chat, all of us can do
Yes,
that.
yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, uh, yes, ma'am. Coming to the questions, but just one thing I wanted to add to what Dr. Swati mentioned. I would say that if there are any subjects which you have not read till now, I'm hearing a second audio.
Rest of us can just mute our mics when we are not speaking.
The administration, the office tech team, please look into it. So, coming back to the subjects that you may have not touched till now, try to finish the subjects at the earliest. Don't leave them for later because it is very difficult to go to your weaker subjects towards the end. It will create a lot of anxiety. So, spend these next 10 days in finishing whatever is remaining, whatever is weak. Incorporate those 2 hours every day to those subjects. Don't give full days. This is not the time to give a full day to any subject as of now, but integrate those 2 hours to your weaker subjects or whatever is remaining, and the rest you can go on as per your schedule. So, coming to the questions that I have received, MIQ questions may Pura 150. I'm confused between HIT live classes and Power Pack. Admin, can you tell us, can you show the slide where we have the Power Pack and what are the components of the Power Pack? So, what is the question, Ajay? Are you confused between whether you should be just watching the HIT sessions or you should be watching the regular videos? What is the doubt here? I think he's asking us whether HIT is sufficient or he has to go through the entire regular videos. I would say at this point, for all the subjects that you have read, revise them, then watch the HIT session. If you have missed, the pre-recorded sessions with their annotated notes are available on the app. Watch the HIT video, go to the PYQs, solve the PYQs, and the question bank that you have referred for that subject. So these are for the subjects that you have already studied. For the ones that you may not have done till now, again, the strategy would be same. Watch the hit sessions and do the questions. Maybe read a little detail about any concepts that maybe, still be a doubt.
So, Dr. Pallavi, I just want to add one thing that
Yes, ma'am.
like if you see hit session which has been very carefully planned by us, and if you see in hit what are the things which are being offered in it, QRP is being offered in it, hit is there, and the full question bank is there, and exam focused test series. If you just do this also, I must say, I mean, it will not be difficult to secure a rank. This is also enough because this has been planned by a subject expert who knows what kind of questions are being asked in the exam. So if you just go on with this also, then definitely you will get a rank if you
Yes.
seriously follow
Yes.
this pattern. Power pack is
Yes.
something which has a lot of things actually. So at this point of time, you may not have that kind of time to go for everything, the full videos and everything. But at least every subject deserve that once you have read it, even if it's QRP or plus hit or the main video. So I think this full program is offering you something which will definitely help you in achieving a good rank.
And it is very concise
Yes.
and
Yes.
consolidated to the point. Like at this point of time, rather than taking up a new subject and reading it in detail, you will get the crisp, important points from the hit session. It's usually live. For example, if you take option guide, we cover it in nearly 7 to 8 hours. That's it. The whole of option guide is usually covered in maybe 6 days. That's given the most important, concise point, especially focus on the previous year topics from NEET, from INI, and the FMGE. All these most important points are going to be covered in a very consolidated manner. So that will be a good thing if you are thinking of like taking up a new subject rather than going through the whole video. So students were really asking in group as well which to choose at this point of time. So I would say now might not be a good time to go into the detail of whole of the subjects as such. It would be good if you can, some new subjects you're taking up, just go through this revision important videos which is there.
Very rightly said. You all can keep writing your doubts. We'll take them as and when we can. So, coming to subject prioritization, what should be your priority in revising the subjects as of now? How to go about it? Vandana, ma'am?
So I always think that basically depending upon your preparation. So if you want to revise, a better way of revision is that first you should revise the subjects you are weaker with, so that you can at least know what are you lacking, and then which are your stronger subjects. I always feel that one also you keep on doing a lot of questions along with that. So you should make a final notebook of facts or pointers which you keep missing with every revision. So there are always some topics which students says मुझे याद ही नहीं रहते हैं. So you should always make it a point that you keep these pointers separate and you revise it again. So basically revision is the key. You should not study any new content at this point of time. I think that at this point of time revision is going to play a major role, because we are human minds, we are not doing exam with AI. So we have to revise and remember everything. That is the most important thing that we are going to do this time. So make concepts. Your concepts have already been made. Now, if whatever topics are weaker, first you revise that, and their stronger subjects also you revise it, because they will be done faster. So you can do it in the second part of this. So you have 50 days. You can make your schedule in such a way. I think somebody's mic is on. So you can divide your schedule in such a way. So you can divide your schedule in such a way that, let's say, out of 50 days, so you should finish your revision in 25 days, and last 20 days you should again try to revise whatever is your weaker subject. So make writing a pointer in your notebook that whatever I keep forgetting in every subject, and last 20 days you should revise those things which you keep forgetting in every revision.
So coming to the revision schedules, we've been talking about revision. how many rounds of revision should be completed before we come to the exam? How do we break these 50 days into revision schedules? Gayatri, you would like to take it? Gayatri, your mic is on mute.
Is it okay? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're audible.
Yes. If you're someone who, I could just divide the students like this. If you're someone who are already well prepared, finished everything, you can even focus for 3 sets of revision at this point of time. You can again divide it as maybe for the next 30 days, you can plan for one rapid revision through all the subjects as such. The next 20, like till 15 days can be devoted once again to rapidly revising your weak subject. And maybe the last 5 days, it should be only dedicated to the most volatile areas as such. Don't keep your conceptual things for the last days. Of course, there are some things which is very easily forgettable, some values, some numbers, sometimes formulas which are there. Whenever you are utilizing the next 30 days, I would say that just jot down those information which is very volatile and you're going to forget. It need not be very neat, it need not be like very aesthetic as such, but just jot it down in a paper nearby you and you're going to just take it in the last 5 days, because everyone do tend to forget these things. So last 5 days just revising those things. The advantage is that now itself when you are learning, you are not in the pressure to remember all those volatile areas. You know you have somewhere written it there, and it's easier for you to recollect in the last 5 days that thing as well. So plan it in a such a way, if you're someone who are in a good set of revision, already finished at least one read or maybe two, you can again divide it like this. But maybe you are someone who has some weak areas where you want to focus again. At this point of time, plan for 2 sets of revision. I won't say rather than just like briefly going through everything. If you're not that confident at this point of time, just go for 2 revision at this point of time. Divide the 50 days as such in such a way that you are getting 35 days and the next 15 days for the 2 set of revision, you can proceed with that. So depending on where you stand, what you're feeling, you just divide it accordingly and you can go ahead. Definitely you can plan for 2 to 3 at this point of time. And the last 5 days, I would say no new topics, no new areas, just focus on these volatile areas as such. And you should start preparing and practicing for that areas right now itself. Because last 5 days, we all get confused from where to study, what to learn, and new things always pops up. And we again get tense at that point of time. So just plan ahead for that time, just jot it down, those key areas which is there, or volatile areas which is there. You're mute, I think. Dr. Pallavi, I think you're muted.
Dr. Pallavi, you're muted.
So break
So what
down
she was
your
trying to say
revision
is that
into
there should be
parts.
minimum. No, I was just trying to say, because she's muted. What she's trying to say is that there should be minimum 2 final revisions, with 1 grand revision that should be done within the last, for the last 5 days. It should be for a grand revision. So minimum 2 full revision and 1 grand revision in the last 5 days.
Yes, yes. So,
I
ma'am, how
just
to
want to add.
integrate?
Okay, I just want to add one thing. Like Dr. Rashi and Dr. Gayatri both mentioned about numbers. Like every student is not same, and every student's point preparation is also not similar. So at this point, when you have only 50 days, you have to do your time management and do as many revision as possible. So every day should be utilized, and every day should be utilized to its fullest. So you can get as many revision as possible. So there is a possibility some may get only 2 revision, some may get only 3 revision. It depends upon their speed. So rather than getting too much stressed that yes, ma'am has said I need to have 4 revision, so I have not. Okay, if you can take 2 revision also, a good 2 revision, and last rapid revision, then you can you can consolidate your thing. So every student is a different. Do not get stressed. You have to utilize your 50 days, and you have to utilize this 50 days to fullest. And as everyone is mentioning, don't go for exactly a new thing towards end, because you will not get time to revise it, so it will not get retained. Medical science is very vast, it is unlimited. So what you can retain is what you have to what you have to reproduce for your exam, right? And
Yes.
this exam is not your test of your knowledge, it is the test of your smartness. So your preparation has to be based on the topics which are being asked in exam, and those are the topics which are most commonly asked in exam. You have to revise so you don't miss the questions which are being asked from that topics. So yes,
Right.
revision is key
So,
to
ma'am,
success, but there's no number.
So coming to questions, a very important part of revising questions, of doing questions, is to attempt grand test. So Dr. Shivani, what is your take on how many grand tests to take? How often should the frequency increase as you go towards the end? Please tell us, ma'am, how to go about grand test in the last 50 days.
So I know people get very scared while they give the grand test because they are scared mainly about the outcome. We get students complaining that, ma'am, I lose my momentum because I'm not doing great in grand test. So they are all having a lot of fear of giving grand test. But I would say that grand tests are must, because as madam told you guys, it gives you a lot of inertia to start with, the new topics, and the time management is very important. That's what you will have to do during your exam. So GTs should be given now very frequently, I would say once per week. And the main important thing is that you sit back and think that you are giving your own exam. Whatever your mistakes are, don't just leave your mistakes. Spend 6 7 hours on your mistakes. Learn with your mistakes. Whatever topics are new for you, try to read them. Try to read those explanations and give your final touch again with your the next GT. So I would suggest at least one GT per week. But if you're not able to manage that one, at least 5 to 6 GTs before your exam. That should be the plan. At least this much should be
Right,
given.
right. So give
Yeah,
your
I agree with
GTs, give
you.
your GTs, give full time as if you're sitting in an exam. But at the end, also analyze your GTs. There is no point of giving an exam if you don't assess what your weak points are, if you don't assess what you need to focus upon. Dr.
Yeah,
Vandana,
that
you
was what,
wanted to add?
yeah, that was what I was saying, that analyzing GTs is much, much, much more important. So if you give GTs without analyzing it, it will take time for you to analyze your GT properly. But even if you do a GT once a week and you analyze it well, if you don't have time in one day, you can split it over 2 to 3 days. But analyzing GT is the most important thing. If you don't know one topic or one answer, please make sure that you read it well before giving another GT. There's no point of giving GTs without analyzing them. That is the only thing I'm
Very
trying
right.
to say.
Very right. Yes. Now, I have been often asked, we've discussed GTs, we've discussed MCQs, but a very common question, and even now it has been asked right now also by a student, do they have to practice the NEET PG PYQs or the INI PYQs? What is your take on this, Dr. Rajasi?
Hello, hi. Yes, this is one question that FMG students usually ask, especially in groups where I post neat questions. Students will be like, do we need to learn all this? Actually, there is nothing like, you have FMG questions, which will be a particular set, INI, NEET. Of course, INI and NEET are a little bit higher grade, but if possible, it's better if you have time and if time permits. Again, I'm saying at this point, if time permits, it's better to read NEET and INI questions if possible. But whatever is there for FMG, if you are learning that in and out, definitely that is sufficient. But if you want to score more and if you want to be more confident, because when you are reading some INI NEET questions, that will give you some concepts which will help you to solve certain twisty questions that you get for FMG. So if time permits, I would say please go for questions that you get from NEET. If you are not going for INI, that is fine, because that is again a higher level up compared to NEET. NEET, I would say yes, you have to go for it if you have time.
See, very simple. I would say, as man said, these are all questions at the end of the day, right? You
Hmm.
practice MCQs from Q banks, you practice MCQs from so many sources. So, NEET PG PYQs, INI PYQs, these are legit questions that have been asked in exams, that have been framed by examiners who might be framing your questions. So it makes complete sense to at least superficially look at the last five NEET and last five INI papers. Don't read difficult topics, but look at the questions. I would say, even if you don't want to read explanations, you should definitely be practicing them. It just adds to your daily MCQ practice. Nothing, no harm done in that.
Dr.
Ma'am,
Pallavi, I just
another,
want to add one
yes,
thing.
yes.
For short subject, I think you have to cover all three: NEET, FMG, and INI-CET. Because what we are seeing, I can say for anesthesia, the question, quality of the question, the standard of the question is same. So a lot of students leave some subjects, especially when I say there's short subject, especially they leave, okay, I will do it in end, and maybe they are not able to cover. So this is also one strategy, that if you are not able to cover the subject entirely, then at least cover all the PYQs of these three exams. You have to. I mean, I think I would little say that rigidly, that I think PYQ for all three should be covered before even your NEET FMG exam, because question pattern have, like, it has become similar. It has really become similar. And someone just popped up a question that my biochemistry is weak. So what should I do? Then go
Yeah,
with the
I
question.
think
Yes, any
Oxford is also weak. So Shivani, I think Dr. Shivani should be answering
मैम
that. Shivani,
आपने
Ajay,
एयरपॉड्स लगाए हुए हैं क्या? There is some
yes.
disturbance in the audio.
My
Dr. Vanna? हाँ.
nahi. No earphones. So I'm saying that the student is saying that my optha is weak, Ajay. So I think Dr. Shivani, you need to help him. His biochemistry and
Let me
optha
see.
are weak.
Biochemistry.
See, there
Somebody
are
has
some subjects,
biochemistry.
yeah, I would like to intervene with that. So, biochemistry is weak for everyone. I think I am also one of them. So,
Exactly.
biochemistry was really, really hard on me. I barely passed during my MBBS and biochem. Opthal is another subject which I never used to read. Okay, so these are two subjects which were difficult for me as well. So I get a lot of queries. Ma'am, Ofthal is very weak. Ofthal is very tough. Definitely the type of questions that we are getting in ophthalmology are not very, very easy for students. So if you are somebody who has not touched ophthalmology, who have not touched biochem, I would suggest you a shortcut, a cheat code, you can say. Okay, spend 1.5 days for ophthal, 8 to 9 hours QRP. Sit back, read everything, listen to what I'm saying in your QRP videos. Okay, it's a very good, nicely recorded QRP session. So 8 to 9 hours for that QRP. Then sit back another, 2 to 3 hours that day. Start reading and listening to what I am saying in the PYT section. Okay, so there are almost 12 papers which we had in our FMG section. Listen to those explanations, listen to what we are saying. Yeah, all the topics will be prepared very, very easily, very nicely. Then later on, another day, if you get time, practice 100 questions again, and you are through with that. Okay, I am challenging you guys. If you are just doing with those three things which I have told you, the QRP, the PYT, recorded videos, go through that, and a little bit of MCQs, you will be able to solve almost 90% of the questions from any exam. Believe me, you can do that. So that's a little cheat code. You can say it a retrograde type of preparation. You can do that for few subjects. But guys, that will not work for every subject. If you want to study all 19 subjects in this manner, retrograde manner, you're doing shortcut things for everything, your marks will also be short. Okay, believe me, this will work for few subjects. Like if you do not have a kind of liking for those subjects, if you really do not want to spend much time on that, or those subjects are hard for you, you can go with this method. I think everyone would agree with me what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So for the weaker subjects or the subjects that you've not read till now, this could be a possible strategy in the last 50 days, but we sincerely hope that it is not going to be so for all the subjects.
No.
Another doubt that I have received is on GT scores. The last
Yeah.
attempt, it was 134 marks. Now GT is not going beyond 130. What to do? Dr. Gayatri?
Yes. So with giving GT, I would say it's always important to analyze GT as well. So many times we have the feeling you just give the GT, leave it as such. So that should not be there. Your exam doesn't end just with the doing exam. You have to analyze what happened, understand the weak areas which is there. Usually when you divide the answers in GT, many times it could be either due to silly mistakes which is there. If it is still in mistakes, understand why that is happening. Try to correct those areas somewhere where there is great scope of improvement. If you're finding that the mistakes are more due to the conceptual areas which is there, just understand those weak areas and build your concept in those places. And the third mistake that commonly happens is some memory issues. Like there are some areas which is volatile, you keep on forgetting that areas will improve with repeated revision. So most important, I would say, after GT is to analyze why it is going wrong, and you divide this thing, find your weak areas, and start practicing. And many times brain fatigue do happen. Usually in the initial 50 questions, we are very much, but once the next 50 question comes, usually we have the brain fatigue. We don't concentrate as much as possible in those exams as possible. So try to give the exam, as ma'am rightly pointed out, just try give it in the exam simulated manner. You have to give it. Like if I ask you to run a marathon, maybe 10K in one day, it might not be possible. That requires practice. Similar to that, giving this GT, the 300 questions in a stretch, that too requires practice. You have to keep on practicing, and if possible, give the GT in the same time as you're planning the exam. Rather than sleeping or doing something else during that time, focus your brain, prepare your brain to give the exam at this point, like at the same time if possible. Keep on practicing the GTs and questions and analyze them. Does not stop there, you have to definitely analyze them.
So do not worry about your
Yes.
low GT scores. Your GT scores do
Yes.
not reflect the score that you are going to get in the exam. GT is just
Exactly.
practice. You know, you have still now been reading subjects individually. Now you are suddenly exposed to all 19 subjects questions at the same time in a pressure situation. You are bound to make mistakes, and make as many mistakes as you can now. Okay, so that
Exactly.
you don't make those mistakes in the exam. So use these GTs to hone your exam giving skills, your art of solving MCQs, assess them, identify weak points, strengthen them. That is the whole purpose of GT. The scores are not reflective of exams, so do not worry about low scores in GT. And we have
Many are
further
having saved out.
questions.
Mahesh,
Again,
Rajneesh, Star,
No, but
many
very
are asking the
nice
same
and
question. Like, I
exactly a
have
very
studied
nice
nicely, but
question
why
popped
am I
up.
not getting good score?
See, the
And
Dr. Vandana.
Yeah. So if you have studied nicely and you're not getting good score, I think there can be two possibilities in this situation. The first situation is that are you doing the questions and analyzing them, as all of us are saying again and again. So if you're doing that, you would have analyzed what are your weaker topics, and your weaker topics needs to be strengthened. Just giving exam without strengthening your weaker topic is not going to carry any significance. So most important thing that you need to do is give the test, analyze what is your weaker subject, what is your weak area. Please strengthen that first, and then you start giving exam. You can take 1 week to strengthen your subject, and then you can give. The second possibility, that's the first possibility. The second possibility is that if you are giving GT, so are you giving GT when you are fresh, or are you giving test when you are exhausted and you're just trying to, that is what I've got messages from some students saying that, ma'am, I give exam when I feel sleepy. So at that time, people tend to just mark whatever comes to their mind. So that GT is not a true reflection of your preparation. So I have seen students doing that. So if you're doing GT, make sure you do it exactly as you're going to do on the day of exam, and that will actually reflect your true preparation. So I don't think that these scores should reflect your true score until unless you do them very, very seriously. And if you're doing seriously, still your score is less, then you need to analyze the questions. You are not analyzing your weak areas. Your weak areas are still weaker, that means.
Yes.
Yes.
Now another
So the
question,
whole
QRP
the whole
session.
point is the whole. Can I add one more thing? The whole point is mistakes are good if you're doing it before the exam. So this is the right time you can do mistakes, because that will give you an
and
insight regarding what exactly is the topic that needs more of your time and more of your dedication. Because you
Yes,
may think
yes.
that there many students are asking, I've learned nicely but still I'm unable to score. So like everybody has said, the point is, if you might be thinking that I have learned this, but when it comes to application, you might not be able to do it nicely, only because you know, the application, you might have got some concepts which are not exactly in the correct way. So you have to reflect on the questions. That is the whole point, and see why you committed that mistake. And it may be
Right,
like
right.
Gayatri has said, maybe some silly mistakes. It might be something with the concept gap. It might be when it comes to PSM, mostly with the calculations you go wrong. We have a lot
Question.
of calculation problem based questions. So I would say, this is to all those students who have asked why I'm getting low mark. I would say, you take a book, guys. Take a book, then you write down all the mistakes that you have committed in every GT. Then you analyze the pattern and see what exactly went wrong. Like, is it something which is because of your carelessness? Is it something which was when you were doing it, you know, when you were doing some calculations, and you have to work on that. Okay, you have to work and keep these mistakes in your mind. Go through the mistakes again before the exam, and when you're writing the exam, you have to keep at the back of your mind, these are the points where I may go wrong. So you'll be very vigilant and you'll be very confident, and I can make sure that you will not commit that mistake once again in the real exam. So don't
Yes, ma'am.
take it in a
So,
wrong way, take it in a right way, that mistakes are good.
And Dr.
so
Pallavi,
thank you,
at
Rajasi ma'am. We have a
DocTutorials,
GT which is open for all on the DocTutorials app on 13 July.
yes, and
So
on
all of
DocTutorials, we
you,
have some
yes, you
very
can take
special
that
programs.
GT and assess your preparation. So another question that I've got is, I got 149 last time, but this time I didn't study that much. If I study QRP and hit notes, can I pass the exam? Is 50 days enough to pass the exam? See, if you got 149 last time, that means you had a knowledge base. You did MCQs, even though not studying this time might have broken your momentum. But if you follow this pattern of QRPs or hit, I would say that if you want to do both, first do QRP, because QRP is a little longer than hit. In the hit, we have concised it even further, you know. So one, you have regular videos shortened to QRPs, further concised to hit. So hit and QRPs might be a little different in duration. So depending upon the time that you have, if you can allot a little more time, watching QRPs would be better. Then go to PYQs, do the MCQs, and do one final small revision watching the hit session. So this is what you can, you know, do over the next few days until you reach your final grand revision.
And
Uh,
Dr. Pallavi, I just
what
want
are
to add
big
one thing.
Mhm.
I just want to add one thing. On DocTutorials, we have MIQ series. That is most important question series. Now, this MIQ series has been very carefully planned by us, seeing the trend of last 5 years. So we are talking about GTs. Yes, GTs are very important. It helps us in time management and it helps us in taking calculated risk, to learn how to take calculated risk. Plus, this MIQ series is also equally important because they are well curated question, expected question which can be asked. So I just request every student to take this MIQ series, and this is open for all. And solve the question, give the test, see what you are scoring, because the question has been curated by your faculty. And someone asked that, can in 50 days we can secure a rank? So I would say to that student, ab nahi to kab. I mean, you have to start at some point of time. Okay, start, give your best shot in this 50 days, right? And see what kind of results you have. Have confidence on yourself. Whatever you can do is what you can do. So at least do something. At least try to do something in the best way, in a planned way. Make a plan from today only. Make a plan for your next 50 days. Give your best next 50 days for that exam. Don't give half heartedly. If you are going for an exam, give your best shot. Still, you have not started, start from today. Start with us, but give your best shot. You will secure a rank. We are damn sure you all are intelligent enough that you will secure the rank. Just go on.
Now I'm with the
Ma'am has
plan word,
summarized it, yeah.
a
Ma'am has
quote comes to
summarized
my
everything.
mind. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So yes, you got to have a plan ready. Yes, so keep that plan ready with you. Yes, Dr. Vanna, I interrupted you. Sorry.
Ma'am, again
I
something
think
related.
Shivani was saying. I think Shivani was saying, let's summarize today's what all points we have said. We can summarize now the pointers so that they are best ready for the exams now. So I think summarize to start with something which we have all discussed now is that revision is the most important key. Plan your days, 50 days very vigilantly. Number of revision, that is count of revision, does not matter. What matters is how good and how well you are prepared. Try to revise as many times as you can, but do a thorough revision. It should not be a very superficial revision that you are just revising like that. Do a thorough revision. GT, try to do one in a week. MIQ session should be your tester. You should take it as a test for every subject and try to score more than 80 out of 20 in each of them. That should be your goal. And try to get a very good score in this MIQ. So your target should start now. Strengthen your weaker subjects. Do not leave shorter subjects because they are the boosters. Okay, so your shorter subjects are going to give you very big boost. In bigger subjects, whatever is your weak areas, please focus on that first and write down all the things which you find tougher, all your mistakes. Make your final notebook which you have to revise at the end. So that is the most important thing you have to do. Make a final notebook for revising all the things that you do wrong, all the things that you forget, all the volatile stuff, all the charts, whatever you have, do that. And I think you will be ready for the exam and give your best shot. Make sure that this is a do or die situation. So you have to do your best. And we all are here to support you. For any need, you can message on the DocTutorials group at any point of time, or if you want to talk to us any individually also, you have our accesses, you have our Insta channels and WhatsApp channels. We will all be there to help you in any possible way we can.
Ma'am, I
So,
have another
Dr.
doubt coming up. Multiple students have asked how to manage big subjects and small subjects daily. So
combination.
how would you break your time into bigger and smaller subjects, Dr. Swati?
Yeah, actually, you should do that because studying one single subject for whole day or revising a single subject for whole day can be little boring, I would say. So combine one big subject with two small subjects. You will take more time to complete one subject. So let's say for one big subject it is 4 days. Combine it with two small subjects, which will you can divide into 2 days. So in this way, you can make a combination. Like for with anatomy, you can go for orthopedics and you can go for let's say radiology. For anesthesia, you can go with pharmacology and you can go with physiology. So the similar kind of things, or a lot of repeated things which are being asked from, integrated topics. In this way, it can be solved in an easy way. So yes, make your own combination, or you see what is the most possible combination, which will decrease the time of reading all these subjects, right? So do that
So,
and make your
so
combination. And one thing I want
combine.
to say, yeah,
Yes.
if I have to start today, I'm keeping yourself in, myself in your position that I have not started my preparation. I have 50 days. How will I prepare? So I'll share my thing. I would go for QRP first for all subject. Then I will take the hit series. I will go with the hit series and I will solve the questions which are the live questions which are being asked, the most important question series and the TND series. With these series I will start solving the questions and I will take QRP and I will go for hit series. QRP would be my first preparation and hit would be my revision. So if nothing has been done, this would be my strategy. That is what I suggest.
Dr. Shivani, I have another question if you can take. I got 131 last time, but this time I couldn't give my best. I'm worried about my result.
See, this is again with most of the students. I told you earlier that GTs, many students get discouraged with the marks, and students just in the last minute.
131 in the previous attempt, 131 in the previous attempt, but he has not been able to study much this time. So he's worried
See,
about the result.
see, 50 days are not too short a time, beta. So, like Dr. Swati said, just start reading. This is what you have to do. Just read, read, and read. If you are reading well in those 50 days, if you are confident now I am preparing well, then you will clear it very easily. But if you're just worried about what you have done in the past, and you are not able to concentrate on these important, most precious 50 days of your preparation, then of course it will be a tough task. Okay, I may sound very harsh, very bad about this, but this is the hardcore reality. This is a fact that if you are just falling into trap of those rapid revisions only, PTR sessions, the ratta maro sessions work, this will not work out. Okay, just start reading, devote whatever time you have, but maintaining your sleep, maintaining your good health, and just start reading. Don't worry about the results. You will get results if you have studied. Not every day is a bad day, not every year is bad, not every type of preparation is same. So if you have done fairly well, 130 is not a very bad score. What you just need is a little brush up of all the things, a very positive mindset. That is what is required.
Yes, 50 days
131
means there are
means
7 weeks. There are 7 weeks, 50 days. It's
Yeah.
not a small
131.
time, it's not a short time. There are 7 weeks. And
Exactly.
everybody is asking, will I be able to make it? Why you have this doubt? Don't, first you take out that doubt. You can do it, you have to do it, you will definitely do it. Okay, so what you need is the confidence. Yes, I will do it. You've come so far, guys, so far. Now, why you have the doubt? You did all these works and you are here now because of your hard work. So that itself shows that you are someone who can do it. So just take out that doubt. You have to be confident, stay cool, do your work, and don't worry. Like every faculty has said here, don't worry about the outcome. The outcome is something which is going to follow your hard work. Okay, so don't just think about it. Keep yourself cool, calm, and do your work. That's all we can do. Okay, and you have to do that.
See, all of us are stressing upon maintaining your calm and staying positive, because this is also the time where there could be a burnout out of excessive studying. You could actually become so anxious that it is not letting you study. So these kind of negative thoughts might come into your mind. This anxiety may end up, taking away many days from you. So make sure that you also have your mental wellness in place. Stay calm, have faith in yourself. Think about what you are doing right instead of thinking what you are doing wrong, because now is the time to be positive. Give it as much as you can in these last 50 days. And I can honestly tell you, if you think you have given your best, good will happen. So just bring yourself to the point, do what you can, and say this to yourself. You don't have to say it to anyone else. You have to say it to your inner self that I have given my best. So the day you give your best, that is the day you cross to the other side. So Gayatri, would you like to summarize the session, what all we have discussed today from the start? You were on mute, Gayatri.
First and foremost, guys, many points have been discussed here, but still I would emphasize on the same thing that's told at the last. Believe in yourself. You can still do it. 50 days is a huge time. You can make a huge difference at this point of time. The first and foremost thing would be to believe in yourself. You can do it. Throw away all that doubt, all that anxiety. Definitely it is possible. Start with that positive mindset. This is the time where you have to focus on repeatedly revising. Revision is the key at this point of time. Along with that, focus on doing questions, practicing questions, and give grand tests in the meantime as well. Suppose you are finding that you have a low score in grand test, don't be pulled down by that. Just analyze the grand test, what is going wrong. Just analyze it and practice from that. If possible, maintain a separate book with you or maybe separate notes with you, which is your volatile set of notes, which has the important charts, information, everything combined, so that you can again revise in the last 5 to 10 days. That will greatly boost your preparation. This time it is very important you practice questions, and MIQ series are providing you with the right opportunity. These are going to be very hand-picked essential questions, 20 high-yield questions from all 19 subjects. Along with your preparation, you can easily include them in your preparation as such. go through the explanation which is given in the YouTube related to that. Definitely you are going to get so many important questions from that. So definitely focus and try to do this question. One of the students has been asking, should I keep on doing the QRP or do the MIQ simultaneously? I would say that if you have done the HIT, you are revising, give some time for the MIQ series for practicing questions. These are especially very high yield questions that is picked by the subject faculty, which has high probability of showing up along with the explanation as well. So definitely go through the questions. Look at the explanation. It will hardly take up 20 minutes of your time for practicing or doing this, and 1 hour of discussion, which will definitely help you. So focus on
Yes,
this.
and
Keep practicing, keep revising. Yes.
so yes, as Dr. Gayatri mentioned, these questions would be that final push for, final most push that you give in that respective subject. And we also follow it up with a live video discussion on YouTube. So you not just see what the right answer is, you also see what is the approach to the question, how to understand what a question is asking you, how to eliminate the options, how to come to the right answer. So along with the most important questions, you also get the approach to the questions, which is important in solving not just that question, but even in a similar question that comes in the exam. And along with the MIQs, most of us also revise the important points about those topics during our discussion. So yes, that will be one final revision for the subject for you all when you give the MIQ.
And please don't by heart the previous year questions directly. Always focus on the topics, and NEET as well, I would say, is important. Like last year in OBG and all, there was many questions that came from the NEET PYTs as well. So focus on the PYTs if time allows. Not only the FMG, even the NEET, I would say, is very important.
Look at the INI CT paper this time. There were so many questions which appeared to be previous year recalls, but they had that small twist which made it a completely different question. So yes, as rightly said, do not rote learn the answers. See what the question is asking you, and then you see the answer. Do not rote learn the questions. Examiners know you can do it, and they'll find out ways to go around it.
Many students are saying that family members are giving a lot of pressure, asking why you are not getting through. See, guys, this will happen in every mode of your life. So take this as an opportunity where you are going to learn how to handle the pressure by family members. Okay. So this is the best time you're going to learn it. Okay. And don't think that the pressure will be, you will be facing this only at this point. It's not like that. As you grow up, at every phase in your life, you will be coming across a lot of pressure. So take this as an opportunity where you are learning how to handle the pressure. Okay. And the answer, that means the result that you are going to get for the exam will be the answer they are going to get. Okay, so don't worry. You don't have to think about what others are thinking. Just think about you. Just see what you can do. Give your best. That is all that you need. Okay, just give your
And,
best.
and
And
Harish,
don't think what others are going to think. That shouldn't be bothering you at all.
now Harish asked one
Ma'am, another.
question that time, how much to be spent daily on study? Well, Harish, whatever time now you can give all your time. Now, just next 50 days is for your FMG exam. So, whatever time you can give all those time. It is not 10 hours, it is not 8 hours, it is not 12 hours, it is not 16 hours. It is what you can give at this point of time. It is so whatever you can give, right?
Right, ma'am. I have another doubt, which is quite a common issue with the students, that after reading 3, 4 subjects, the first subject's questions feel that they do not remember it, they are not confident about it, they get confused. How to deal with it? Dr. Rajasi?
Oh, sorry. I was going through the. Sorry, I was
So
going
this
through the
is
chat. I
question
didn't.
from Rutu, that after reading 3, 4 subjects, when they're going to the first subject, they feel they've forgotten everything, and which makes them underconfident. They don't, they don't
Isn't
think
that
that they'll
normal, Ritu?
remember those subjects.
Isn't that normal, Ritu? Do you think you are the only person who is experiencing that? All of us. have experienced the same, because it is, making mistakes and forgetting is something which is normal with the learning process. So there comes the importance of practicing again and again. That is why, you need to reinforce everything. Okay. So whatever you learn, if you feel that you're forgetting, you read it once again. So definitely that will be, getting deeper into your brain and it will be there. So reading once and reading superficial is the problem with, that is why you are tending to forget things. So read it again, and definitely you will not forget if you are reading 3 or 4 times. And don't just try to mug up things. That is again something which will make you forget that topic. Try to understand the concept if possible. Okay. And the concept will help you to answer every possible combination of questions that you will get, even if it is a tricky question, because understanding the concept is very important. And if you have any doubts, all of us are here to help you. Okay. Don't worry, you have our numbers, right? You can always message us, or you can somehow you can get in contact with us. We are there to help you. Okay. So the most important thing is practice, practice, practice as much as possible. And forgetting is normal. Don't think it is abnormal.
And everything will
And
come back to your mind in the
on
exam. I'm
exam.
telling you, exam hall, before going to the exam hall, you are afraid, you think, I will forget everything, I will not remember anything in the exam. But I am telling you, out of experience from my own exams, from what I've heard from students, if you have read it, if you have revised it,
It
even
will
if you
come back.
think you don't remember, but exam hall has some magic, some aura. The exact words come back to your mind when you are sitting in the exam. So don't worry whether you think you know it or not, you will get it into your mind in the exam. All that you have to do is read purposely. Don't just read. Don't just read and turn pages. You have to read the lines purposely and you have to revise them. It will come back to you. Don't worry.
Yes,
Some
reading
magic
and
happens
learning.
on that day.
Yeah, reading is different, learning is
Yes.
different. So what Pallavi
Can
ma'am
you
is
say,
trying to tell you is you learn the topic, don't just read the topic.
and Jency
Yes,
just
very
now
rightly.
asked, ma'am, every day this anxiety is making me feel, why did I take MBBS? Well. Now that is a very difficult question to answer, but I would just say one thing, that yes, medical is a difficult branch. Medicine is a difficult branch, but it is the best branch what you have chosen, right? It making something difficult does not make it a bad branch. You're getting my point. Your It is difficult. We all agree. We have worked very hard to reach this point. You have to also work hard to reach this point. So it is definitely a difficult branch, but it is the best. You all are gold coin, and gradually you will become more gold coin actually. As and as you get the degrees, as and as you get clear your exam. So don't get disheartened at all. You have not watched other profession. What are the difficulties there? You're just seeing what you are in. Yes, it is difficult, but it is best. I would say it is best.
There is another doubt coming in, Dr. Shivani. Option change कर दी last time. गलत हो गया. 7 questions आते हुए गलत हो गए. So that's again a very common point that we hear from the students. What would you like to tell him?
That's what we have
Tell
already
her.
discussed. Like,
Pooja.
we don't go for the rote learning thing. Don't just cram the questions. Don't just go through the PYQs only. It is, PYTs. That is the impression that we all have. Like, PYQs repeat हुए, PYQs आए. यार PYQ नहीं आते. It is the PYT which used to come again and again. There are 100 topics in ophthalmology. We can't create new topics, right? There are important topics which has to be learned, which has to be understood. You can't just expect every time they give you the same picture of pterygium. You can't just expect every time they ask you about the picture of endophthalmitis. They can ask you anything about endophthalmitis. Okay, so that is how we have to prepare. They will give you the same type of questions from the same topics. It's not always the same question. They keep on repeating the same topics again and again. So if you ask me, give 10 questions about the same question, I can make 20 questions from the same topic, and I give you differently. We examiners know how to twist, how to turn the question well. We all know the trick. Okay, so don't just fall into the trap of learning the same question. Read the topic well, and then you will be able to answer all the questions. Okay.
Dr. Vandana, another doubt that students commonly ask is they mark one question in the exam, but they change it to another option, as they're reading it
Yes.
again or they're coming back to the questions. What would you say about this?
I think whatever comes in your mind first is always the correct answer. When you reanalyze it again and again, then you tend to do it wrong. So that is what is always what I feel. The first option which you think is usually the correct option. So, and this, when if you feel like changing your option, that also means that you have not practiced that topic very well. Because confusions usually arise when you're not thorough with the topic. When you're thorough with the topic, you're very confident from inside, yahi hoga, I know this. So the attempting a question is an art that you should know. Okay, so you have to rule out the wrong option and come to the best possible answer. So I think doing an exam is not about knowledge, it is always about your skill of doing the exam. So it's a skill. Okay, so you, and for skills, as we have all discussed, GTs are very, very important. They make you thorough with the topic. For example, if I'm talking about pathology, if you're studying apoptosis, so whatever option ghuma kar aaye, if you're thorough with the topic, you will never do it wrong. And if suppose you have to analyze and make a second option, so that means you're not thorough with the topic. And second, whatever is the first option that comes to your mind is usually always the correct option.
Ma'am, another question from pathology. Gene numbers are difficult to remember. How to go about that?
So I think you should paste it on your table, in front of your table, and you should make some mnemonics, and you should remember like this. Like for VHL, I always say VHL is 3 number, and V is Vandana and P is Puri, so that is 3P. Always remember it. Make some codes which are funny and which you will remember in your life forever. So there are a lot of codes which are there, which how we always have taught in that way. So you can do it like that, and you can paste it in your wall. When you see things again and again posted in your wall, you tend to remember them better, and you don't forget them. So that is very, very important. Okay, and always remember the same number, like 17P, 17Q. Up 17P पे P53 होता है, तो P for P. So these small codes help you, but pasting on the wall helps maximum, because you will see them every day, you will derive them every day, and it will go to your unconscious memory. I think that is very, very important.
Right. Now, Dr. Swati, how to manage sleep and study? That's, I think,
You're asking the
Well,
important
best question.
balance.
no, I to make people go in sleep, but I can
Yeah.
suggest one thing. One thing is that take your good sleep. Whatever is the time you need to be refreshed, and for rest of the time, study. So if I am fine with 6 hours sleep, like I sleep for 6 hours and then I'm fine, then it's okay. But if I need 8 hours to be fresh for rest of the day to give my best time, go for that. I mean, don't compromise so that it affects your ability to retain the subject. Then it is of no use. So analyze yourself, right? And if you're always sleepy while studying, then what should I say? Someone else, please help me out in this. That if someone feels always sleepy when they are studying, then go for the favorite things the favorite subject which you like, clinical subject. Watch over some clinical videos. You will get refreshed, and then go for the topics, right? There are ways in which the studies can be made interesting. Medical science is very interesting. You just have to see how your interest is going in that way. And sleep
I
what
will
your body gives us.
I would like to say one point in this. See, resting in between the study is very, very important. But nowadays,
Yes,
what do students do is they watch reels. So don't watch reels. If you watch your reels,
exactly.
you are exhausting your brain only. So that means you're not resting properly. So take a nap in between rather than watching reels and wasting your time. You will think मैं 15
Cover
minute
that.
reels देख लेता हूँ, but I have seen students 15 minute की जगह they will not even know they wasted
1 hour,
45
2 hours.
minutes. And your brain is
Exactly.
also still exhausted, and that is when you will feel sleepy, tired, unfresh, and non-concentrated. So that is what you should do. You should sleep rather than watching reels.
So break
Or
has
maybe
to
walk
be a
around and have
break.
some
Break means
exercise.
resting your mind. That doesn't mean scrolling on your phone. Okay, so take focused breaks. Use your breaks to refresh. Do not spend that time on the phone, because ultimately that screen time is exhausting your eyes and your brain. So that's not actually the break that you intended it to be.
Yeah,
One more
I would
question we
like to
have.
add one more point because many are asking how to manage sleep. See, if you feel that you are sleeping when you are reading, I have a suggestion. Why don't you just try to get a partner to study? Because when you're alone and when you're reading alone, naturally it's quite natural to fall asleep. But if you have a company to study, that may help. If you feel that you're unable to concentrate alone, try to get a partner. And that will definitely motivate you to learn and you will be able to do better.
A lot of you are talking about low GT scores making you anxious. We have already discussed that, but I'll tell you in short, GT scores are not reflective of your exam scores. So don't worry about GT scores. The only purpose of GT is to help you get into the mode of solving 19 questions at one go, to give you the simulation of an exam environment, to help you assess your weaker points. That is all the purpose of GTs. Your exam is not a ranking exam. You don't have to worry about GT scores, your ranks. All that you have to know is what you have studied. Do you remember that? If not, work harder on revising it. That's the purpose of GTs. Do not get bothered by low GT scores. And that should also not stop you from giving more GTs, because that is the biggest mistake, that you don't want to lose your confidence. So you have that escape mechanism that, okay, I will not give GTs, I'll just study on my own. So do not do that. Keep giving GTs. Don't bother about the scores. You what is That's all I would like to add. So don't worry about GT scores. I think we have taken most of the questions. With this, we will conclude. So in conclusion, break your days 30-20-10. First revision, you should get into revision mode now. Along with the revision, do some remaining subjects, but get into the revision mode now. So your first revision finishes in 30 days, second revision in 20 days, last revision in the 10 days, along with last 2-3 days for the most volatile and the most important topics. Give as many GTs as you can. If there is still any subject that you may not have read even once, go to the QRP, watch the QRPs, do the questions, final conclusion revision with HIT, and last push with the MIQ questions. So that has to be your sequence for subjects that still remain. For the ones which you have studied, try to follow a similar sequence so that you have a structured and a balanced approach to the questions. There is a lot of chaos in the last 50 days. If you have your timetable written in front of you, if you have a plan, a structure ready to your preparation, that is what is going to sail you through. So keep that ready. Yes, there might be good days, there might be bad days, but the structure and this timetable is what is going to take you through to the final day. Do not worry about GT scores, give as many as you can. MIQ is the last final push to the questions. These are the most important questions. All of us, all faculties at DocTutorials have prepared the questions looking at the last many years, the pattern, the changes that they keep making. So keeping that in mind, we have framed these questions. And if not the exact questions, somewhere around them, somewhere around these topics are the most important questions for your upcoming exam. So if you give this, that is going to be quite helpful. It will help you become confident and, go a long way in making you ready for the exam. So that's about it. We hope we've been able to, guide you through some of your queries and your doubts. That was the main purpose of this question. So MIQ is the most important questions. That is about it. Keep calm, keep composed, take focused breaks, keep yourself relaxed. Yes, this is a very stressful time, but don't let stress eat you. Channelize the stress to study as much as you can. Don't see it as a problem. See it as
As
a
an opportunity.
yes, as an opportunity and just as one step further in your journey towards getting your degree. So don't see the exam as a problem. This is your step ahead, not
You're not
backwards.
alone. We all of us are with you.
Yes. Yes, we all are with you. And even if you've given many attempts in the past, you've scored decent marks, that means you were somewhere doing something right. But there were also some things that you may not have done them right. So if you have identified them, keep working on it. If you've not gotten the time, start now. The best time was yesterday, but the next best time is today. So start today, analyze your weaknesses, keep working on it. So that is all that you have to do. You just have to study, keep studying as much as you can and study smartly, study intensively, not extensively at this point. So that is very, very important. Intensive studying is what is required. Any other points you'd like to add? You are on mute, Dr. Vandana. Ma'am, Vandana ma'am, you're on mute.
Okay, so I think all of you will do great. With a very, very positive note, I think we should say you all a goodbye. And thank you for being with us and have a very, very good preparatory time. And you all will come out flying colors. I'm very sure of that. All the very best, guys.
Best,
Bye bye.
bye. Best of
Back to
luck.
Dr. Rajasi. So it's a goodbye from
Yeah.
us. We all are
Yes.
available till the last
Yeah, we
day.
are.
WhatsApp, Instagram, you can access us howsoever. All your doubts, all your queries, we are there with you. All the best for your exam.